I shall now make a statement in my capacity as the representative of the Russian Federation. Dear colleagues, we join other speakers in thanking Special Representative of the Secretary General and Head of MONUSCO, Ms. Leila Zerougi, and Chair of the Security Council Committee 33, and Permanent Representative of Niger to the United Nations, Abdullah Bari, for the information they shared. We agree that the security situation in the eastern provinces of the DRC is far from stabilization. The Secretary General's call for a global ceasefire remains unheeded. We find particularly concerning the upsurge in violence observed recently in Ituri and North Kivu. Despite the ongoing military operations conducted by the FARDC, the ADF continue to carry out violent attacks against civilians, step up their pressure on the Congolese military and peacekeepers. The past months also saw the intensification of raids by other armed groups, which continue to grow in number, together with interethnic violence, in particular in Jugu territory. The complex security and humanitarian situation is further aggravated by the re-emergence of the Ebola virus in the Equatorial Province and the spread of the coronavirus pandemic. The continuing tensions within the governing coalition in Kinshasa represent yet another factor negatively affecting the situation. We fully support the Secretary General's call on all Congolese stakeholders to abandon narrow partisan behavior and work together to continue laying down the foundations for peace and stability in the country. Interference into the DRC domestic affairs is unacceptable. We acknowledge the contribution being made by MONUSCO, including its Force Intervention Brigade, in countering armed groups and protecting civilians in the eastern provinces, fostering reconciliation processes, and supporting through its COOD offices the development of a national DDR framework and provincial roadmaps. We welcome the improvements in coordination achieved between the mission and the FARDC, as well as the expansion of the operational area of the force in Ituri province. When it comes to sanctions, we stay convinced that restrictions imposed on the country should in no circumstances negatively affect the efficiency of the military operations conducted by the FARDC against armed groups. We look forward to the publication this month of a MONUSCO joint strategy for a gradual transition and responsible exit from the country, commissioned by the Council last year. We strongly believe that all decisions in this regard should be made while taking into account the situation on the ground and upon careful consideration of the views expressed by Kinshasa, regional states, and troop-contributing countries. Being part of the group of friends of the Great Lakes region, Russia will continue assisting the DRC peace and stabilization process. At this juncture, we attribute particular attention to assisting Kinshasa in tackling the challenges posed by the coronavirus pandemic and other infectious diseases, including the Ebola virus. In recent months, we have shared with the DRC 2 mobile microbiological rapid test laboratories, as well as personal protective equipment. We stand ready to further promote epidemiological cooperation with the Congolese colleagues, including on vaccine-related issues. I thank you for your attention. I resume my function as President of the Security Council